What's up, everybody? Shane here from the Brookings Home Team, powered by Century 21. It's been a long, hot minute, but I've got a preferred lender here on the other side of my screen, Justin Froiland from Fairway Mortgage. Hey, Justin, thanks for joining me here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Shane. It's been a while. We were just talking about getting back into it a little bit, into the swing of things, and that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Let's try to plan on something like that. But yeah, obviously people have seen you and both of us talking on the Monday morning mortgage tips. We haven't done that for a while, but I haven't been able to chat with a with a lender here for a little bit due to COVID and everything that's been going on. So I reached out to you here just to see if you could give us some updates as far as what's been happening here in the last year because of the virus. Maybe talk a little bit about jobs, self-employment, and maybe a little bit about the rates and stuff like that. So I'll let you take it over and kind of go from there.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Shane. And feel free to interject at any point if you want me to elaborate on something. But yeah, it's kind of been a crazy last year. 2020 was definitely a year to remember or forget, depending on how you want to look at it. It was a crazy year in the mortgage industry, and we saw rates drop to all-time lows, and we're still seeing rates in really good shape. When you look at the history of everything. Starting to see them creep up just a little bit, but that's expected. They can only stay so low for so long. And when we're still seeing, 30-year rates in the high twos or low threes, I mean, that's a phenomenal place to be in. And so it really helps the purchasing price power. It helps someone come in and be able to, buy a little bit more of a house, more expensive of a house, and have that same lower monthly payment that they're hoping for. And so, definitely a great time to be buying right now. Rates are still in great shape, and I don't anticipate anything drastic to happen with the rates. Again, we may see them start to creep up a little bit, but that's expected. And so that's kind of my 2 cents as far as that goes. As far as the employment and self-employment, that's still a big thing with COVID going on, just because, hopefully we're starting to get back to as normal as we can, but we still have to worry about people losing their jobs unexpectedly and things along those lines. And so taking a couple extra steps that are required now closer to closing to make sure someone's still employed at the time of closing, even though they were employed at the time of the offer. We need to make sure that they're employed at the time of closing too. And so some extra steps taken into consideration there. Self-employed borrowers have really kind of been hit the hardest, in my opinion, just because we're really having to make sure that their industry and that their financials haven't been significantly impacted by COVID. And so, if you've got someone that owns a bar, they may be down on income this year because they're only allowing them in at 50% capacity or something to that extent. And so if you're self-employed and whether you're looking to refinance or you're looking to buy a new house, because either option, you have to go through a number of these steps. I would strongly suggest reaching out to your lender and having that conversation sooner than later, because there's going to be a decent amount of paperwork that's got to be gathered to make sure that we're in good shape, basically. And
Yeah.
so
Have you been seeing some? Obviously, you can't get into personal stuff, but are you nationwide? Have you been hearing people maybe stuff falling through because of some self-employment stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
It's unfortunately the world we live in today, and people that you shouldn't think you have a problem giving a loan to at all of a sudden you do because of situations like that. And so definitely something to be aware of and keep in mind.
Real quick here, I was just thinking, we got an email from you about rural development. What do you want to just kind of briefly share what that was about, and if there's anybody that needs to kind of keep an eye open for that?
Yeah, definitely. And while I'm talking about this, I'm actually just going to pull up on my computer. I don't want to tell you the wrong dates here, but just so I make sure that I've got this all squared away. But basically, what's happening, Shane, is the rural development is one of the popular programs in our area, because it's a program that does not require down payment, and they are in the process of making some updates, and they are implementing some new things with their automated underwriting system that they
Okay.
use. And basically what that means from a lender's perspective, a realtor's perspective, pretty much anyone involved in the transaction, is that you could potentially see some time delays with that being the case. While they're updating their system, it's going to be unavailable. So we can't run our file through their automated underwriting system, which lets us know if we have an approval or a denial. And so there's going to be some time frame constraints on that. I believe those updates are taking place right now. And of course, I'm having a heck of a time searching through my 18 million emails. But right now that time frame is taking place, and those updates are being made. And so once we get into March here, we should hopefully be in the clear and past that, and have all their updates made and be back to normal with those files.
Yeah, no, sorry, I kind of threw that on you. And as you were talking, I was trying to find the email from you here as well. And I don't remember what I did with it, but I just thought of that. And I knew anybody that maybe is working on the rural development program right now, they may want to check with their lender and kind of see where their status is at. Hopefully not interfere or delay any potential closings. So
yeah. I just found it here, Shane. I don't mean to interrupt. I just found that email actually, and so it's set to go live March 1st, and so that's when the new 1003 goes live as well. We're currently in the mortgage world. We're making some updates and some changes to our mortgage application, and just making it so it's much more thorough and tries to get all that information up front, and that's part of the reason why Rural Development USDA is doing these upgrades on their end of things as well. And so, but it looks like that's set to go live March 1st, and so we should hopefully here next week be in the clear of it. So
yeah, perfect. All right, Justin. Hey, we could probably talk a little bit more on a bunch of other stuff here, but we won't take up any more of your time. Thanks for jumping on today. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a great time.
Yeah, if they have any questions for you, how can they get a hold of you there?
Yeah, definitely. You can always call me on my cell phone. I run my business off of it, so I have it on me at all times. 605-695-1429, or you can email me at justin.froiland@fairwaymc.com.
I think I've said this a couple times. I think it's only been 2 or 3 times. You've never answered the phone when I've called. So you usually, if you can, unless you're at Disneyland or something, you're going to answer the phone. So
well, that won't happen again now. So
yeah. All right. No, thanks everybody for watching today. Appreciate that. Be sure to tag and share anybody else you think would benefit from this video as well. And if you do have any questions for myself or for Justin or anybody here, please message us and we'll be happy to talk to you there. So thanks again, Justin. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll be in touch.
Sounds great. Thanks, Shane.
All right, see ya.